Hello, art appreciation students. Welcome to summer two, 2022. This summer two session of art appreciation. I am your professor, William Wright. I'll tell you more about myself later, but I just kind of kicking off today with this quick intro video. I kind of treat these videos almost like the class time, but obviously I'm just talking to the camera, and then you can view this whenever you need. But it kind of goes over things that honestly you could probably look at yourself for the most part, but that it's sometimes helpful to have me kind of walk you through and talk about. It's especially important that you watch these videos anytime they go over an assignment, and then it's really helpful if you can watch the videos over all of the lectures. But anytime it's an assignment video or like this, where it's like an intro video going over forms, it's probably a good idea to watch them in their entirety. In general, you should plan to watch them. But in any case, today I'm recording. You'll see a lot of different backdrops behind me, but today I'm recording in our studio up on the square in Decatur, Texas. So don't be surprised if you hear some big like truck exhaust going by, because that just happens a lot here. But yeah, so that's kind of the intro and kind of the plan for how these lectures are going to roll out. But for right now, for today, this video specifically is going to go over our forms, like the syllabus, the calendar, and all those things, and then sorry, I needed to change this up. Oh, the syllabus and the calendar and our first assignment. That's what this really is kind of all about. So in any case, so here is our homepage now. I'm teaching two concurrent classes this summer two session. So it's 320 and 321, depending on what course you're in, or what section you're in, but they look the exact same. So all these videos, even if I'm looking at 320 and you're in 321, it all applies the same. It's all, yeah, it all kind of lines up the same either way. But yeah, we're just going to take a look at session 320, but 321 looks the same. So in any case, first thing you should know is homepage. This is where you're going to see the calendar and syllabus, and I'm going to talk about those first. Yes, so diving right in. So you see the syllabus. I don't try not to dawdle too much. So this course is an online art appreciation course. It is asynchronous. Yeah, you can see here that it's 320 and 321. So whatever section you're in, it looks the same either way. But yes, it's summer 2, 2022, 3 credit hours. The description of this course, 1301 is the name of the course. It is open to all students, directed towards understanding the elements and principles of art as applied to visual arts, including painting, sculpture, architecture, as well as printmaking, ceramics, metalwork, and weaving. We're going to cover all that in different sections of this class. Basically, you should know, I guess, that I'll get to the order of the class like units when we get to the calendar. But in any case, there's no prerequisites for this course. It is generally considered like a core curriculum requirement. So yeah, it's just when you get knocked out as like part of your basics, as they say. So there's no requirement to get in. But the textbook that I will recommend / require is Mark Getline's Living with Art. Now, I think they're up to the 13th or maybe even 14th edition of the book. But I think I have the 11th, maybe the 12th, but you can get whatever version, pretty much if you can get the 10th edition and up, you're good to go. It doesn't matter if it's old. You can get the book new, you can buy it used, or you can rent it. You can get a copy. There's a copy at the Library Resource Center. And that you can even, I don't think it says it here, but I don't mind at all if you want to get the ebooks, right? I think they have like $16 versions of this on Amazon, even some of the newer ones. You might get it for cheaper if it's older. A lot of times I recommend just like sharing it if you know a classmate, but that's probably not likely in an online course. But in any case, you may purchase any edition of it all the way back to the 10th, probably even earlier, but then you're responsible for finding out the right pages to read. And if there's something that I cover that's not in that edition, it's kind of your discretion to make sure you get that information from slides and lecture. Now, I will say, a lot of you are already buying the book, and that's great. It's going to make your life way, way easier. But the reality is, too, if you just want to kind of get like the cheapest version you could get, and then honestly, like most of this class you can do just with slides and these video lectures. The slides, if you just look at the slides, you'll probably do fine in the class. Although, I mean, some of the materials obviously going to be much more enriched if you watch videos, but like, there's no reason you can't do fine even if you don't get the textbook. But obviously, it is going to be way better if you do get the textbook. So it's all kind of your call. But don't spend an exorbitant amount of money either way. Get the cheapest version you can get. Because a lot of it, the slides are based on the textbook, and most of what's important is covered there. Not everything is covered in the slides, but pretty much. In any case, yeah, that's my rambling way of kind of going back and forth. But it's basically up to you. But whatever the case is, don't spend a ton of money. Now, anyway, moving on. That's a textbook, Living with Art. Be sure you get it. Or whatever. The instructor information, I am William Wright. You can call me Professor Wright. You can call me Mr. Wright. You can call me Will. I don't really care. Most of my students call me Will. When you're an art professor, especially if you teach studio classes, it just becomes a thing that the students call you by your first name. It's just a common thing. I'm not Dr. Wright by any means, so don't say that. When you're an art professor, they don't give you the doctor title. But in any case, yeah. But just call me Will, call me Professor Wright, Mr. Wright, whatever. My email address is there, although honestly, most of your contact with me is going to be via Canvas. So yeah, just use the Canvas Messenger. It looks like Canvas email or whatever, but if you send stuff to campus email, yeah, that'll work too. So in any case, please use professional writing and etiquette when sending messages as much as possible. I can't lie that sometimes I'll pop a little LOL or whatever into a message, but for the most part, we should try not to do that. Let's try to maintain professionalism. Use complete sentences, be clear, and yeah, be sure it's related to the course. Now, if you send me an email or message, if you send something to my personal email, or if you send it from your personal email, then I will not respond. I'm going to disregard it for the most part, not out of rudeness, but likely because I just will say I don't know what that is and I'll ignore it. Yeah, so be sure you use your student email and email my teacher email. Try to only do that. So as far as office hours go, I don't have an office for this course, so there's not a specific time. It's an asynchronous online course, no physical meeting place, no physical specific meeting time. I have taught classes where we have a specific meeting time. This is not one of those. It's asynchronous. All course materials will be delivered via Canvas using links, videos, and Canvas assignments and announcements. I will say anytime from noon to 3, Monday through Thursday, you can basically think of those as office hours that basically you can expect to get an email really quickly back from me. If you use, I'm going to try my best to, if you send me a message between noon and 3, I will respond as quickly as I can. Now, if you want to meet on WebEx, yeah, it should be available to meet via WebEx and just respond quickly to messages. If you give me a heads up, we can meet on WebEx inside of those times. Okay. Now, obviously, it's subject to change. You're always welcome to email me about setting up a meeting outside of the hours via WebEx or Zoom or whatever you need to do. We can set it up. Just give me a couple days heads up for a face-to-face meeting, or at least a day. Now, if you want to meet face-to-face, I can do that for you on an NCTC campus. Most likely it would be the Denton campus, is pretty much the only one that I would do that for, because we live west of Decatur even, and so Denton is not too far. But I will, if you give me that one, you're going to need to give me a few days heads up. I can meet you there face to face if we need to. No meeting outside of that location or outside of an NCTC campus. We can work it out if you need to go to another campus, but it has to be NCTC. In any case, learning outcomes. I don't have to. I'm going to read these, but I'm going to go quickly. These are all the things we have to get at the completion of this course. Apply art terms as it specifically relates to works of art. Demonstrate knowledge of the elements and principles. Differentiate between processes and materials used in production of various works of art. Okay, so those first three. The first two here will be covered in chapters 1 through 5. The elements and principles are very specific vocabulary and terms that we have full chapters over. So we're going to cover that. You're going to know that, and we're going to review them with a formal analysis paper. Now, art terms we're going to cover throughout the semester, but a lot of that's covered right out of the gate. I give you lots of information that you haven't gotten from other courses within the first few weeks, or I guess first few days in this class. But learn to critically interpret and evaluate works of art. That's also going to be the formal analysis. Oh, I forgot to say too. Number 3 is just learning about medium. media, like it's the different types of ways of making art. That's what the word medium means, is a thing you use to make art. But in any case, demonstrate an understanding of the impact of arts on culture. We're learning that all the way through this semester, but the last week when we really cover art history, you're going to learn a lot of that. Okay, anyway, those are the learning outcomes. That's what we got to plan on doing. So grade-wise, here's how your grades are going to stack up. Formal analysis assignment it's basically like a true full-fledged critique, broken down into pieces. I'll walk you through how to do that. And you're going to be sure that you use elements and principles and terminology in it. And it's our one essay paper, kind of like a research paper, but you don't have to read a bunch of books. You just have to look at or no articles or anything. You just have to look at a piece of art and then critique it according to the things that I have taught you to do as a critique. Okay. The museum scavenger hunt, that's just like a list of clues that I give you. Then you go to like an online museum, or you can go in person to a museum if you're near one, and find art pieces that match the clues. Those are both worth 15. And then this middle one, this is where like basically it's like our daily work section, and they're not really daily assignments, but it's the thing we have like little assignments for. Reflective writing, we have one reflective writing in the summer course. I usually do more, but since it's so short, I just do one, where we just do a quick like review of a historical art piece. And then discovering media is one where you're actually going to get to make some art or play with mediums. Again, it's not about how good you are at art or anything like that. It's just learning a little bit about some different ways of making art. And then the quizzes, you know how quizzes are. They're just a couple, we're going to do 3 short quizzes. The last one's real short. And these are all just kind of, like I said, like daily, they're smaller assignments that we spruce up the coursework with, and it's 40 points for all 5 of the different pieces of this section. So they're 8 points apiece. The final exam, which will be basically just an online quiz that's really, really long, it's 15 points of your grade, 15% of your grade. We're going to do that in the last day, over 2 days in the last week. And then attendance, class participation. Basically, in the case of the summer course, there are discussion posts throughout. They're really just throughout the first 2 weeks. But if you do those, you get your attendance. So it's basically just making sure you start getting on top of coursework and responding and participating in class. So that's really, it's actually like your first set of assignments is this 15 points of attendance participation. Also, anytime I send out like a quick survey or anything, it's going to go into participation and just count towards your attendance. So in any case, curriculum component areas, this is creative arts. The core objectives are critical thinking and communication, and it's all part of the core curriculum course. So basically it's a basics. You're also going to learn teamwork and social responsibility. You're going to cover all these. Teamwork will be in the discussion posts, I guess. Social responsibility is in our history. And then communication, critical thinking, you'll demonstrate in your interaction with me throughout the course. Okay, attendance. There's not a course meeting. There's no in-person or online specific meeting time. It's an asynchronous online course, as I've said like 3 or 4 times already. But you will be able to work on your own time. However, we will still adhere to a typical course pacing. So what that means is if you can't get to the coursework till the end of the day, that's fine. If you can't get to it till the next morning, that's fine. You can do that. But each day, you need to be sure you're covering a little bit of the course. And if we have an assignment, you have got to abide by the due dates, okay? So it is basically the typical course pacing means that it's your responsibility to attend to daily coursework in a timely manner via access to Canvas and WebEx. Lectures may be visible ahead of time, but all assignments need to be done as they are given. Deadlines will still be given and strictly upheld. That's the important sentence here. Basically, I've already put all of our slideshows and lectures on our Pages tab, which I'll show you in a minute. So you can view those anytime. But each day, I'll tell you what I recommend you do for that day. So again, you can get ahead on lectures, but what's not available to you even right now is the assignments. They will be dropped according to the calendar. We'll look at it in a minute. It'll make more sense probably. But this is not because I'm trying to be a jerk or anything like that, or trying to just like be totalitarian. It's because I don't want you to get bogged down or get behind. Keeping up with updates and deadlines will be crucial to completing the course on time. You can't skip many days of work or wait until the end to catch up. It's really important to me. I always see it. It's a train wreck if you say like, here's everything. And yeah, sure, there are people who knock it out in the first week, but those people who knock it out in the first week, it's solid like 3 out of 5 times they did it wrong. When you wait until the last week to do it all and you try to get it all done in 1 week, 3 to 5 times you have to ask for extensions or blah 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 or whatever. So I have no I don't truck in working ahead or like trying to knock it all out quickly or saving it all till the end. Neither of those things are good with me. So the deadlines are upheld. Now I will publish announcements, course material every day between noon and 5 p.m. Each day of class. So basically each day I will send an announcement with either if there's a new assignment, I'll give you that, or I will remind you about assignments, and then I'll tell you what lectures or slides you should look over that day, or be sure that you have gotten through at least by that day, or like kind of get close to, so basically giving you some pacing as far as lectures, and then being sure you're abiding by due dates. So there's a portion of your semester grade that comes down to assessment of your attendance. I already talked about this, but this is the survey questions, discussion posts, and other daily assignments, basically it's reiterating that what that attendance and participation thing is. It's not just participation like you did it, thumbs up. It's like staying on top of specific like survey and post things that I need you to get back to. Again, it's basically to help you stay engaged, maintain communication, and keep good daily habits. It's mainly for the first 2 weeks to be sure you get the habits down. And then the last 3 weeks, it's kind of just regular assignments. But I know you've gotten in the swing of how I do things. Okay. So the timing of drops updates are highly subject to change. I really have only taught the June version of this course, summer one. It's the only time I've done this. So it's the only time I've done summer at all, and it's the first time doing summer since it's my first time doing summer, and then to add to it that it's online, and then add to that it's asynchronous. It's just a little bit tricky. So I'm figuring it out kind of still as we go, but for the most part, just exercise patience as we navigate, but for the most part, it'll be all right. In any case, last day to withdraw from the course is August 2nd. We are going well into August for this class, so be ready for that. Late work. Okay, this is important too. There is no late work unless we discuss otherwise. I typically give lots of work time prior to due dates, so there's no real reason to turn things in late. The only thing that I give you like one day and then it's due like at the end of the next day, so you still have 2 full days to do it, are those discussion posts. So they're really short, not too bad, and they're all during this first week of class. Every other major assignment that's worth like a lot of points, for some of them, you have like a week and a half to do it. The shortest ones, you have like 5 days to do it. Okay. So there is no real reason for you to be late. Just try your best to knock it out. That does mean don't dawdle. Like the museum scavenger hunt, if you wait till the last day, it'll be late. So don't do that. You got to get ahead of it. I'll talk about that more later. But in any case, if there is an emergency or prior obligation that causes a late turn in, all I need you to do is communicate with me. That's all I expect. Good communication. Ideally, if there's a way of knowing that something's going on before the due date happens, let me know before so I can be prepared to wait on your turn in, or I can give you the thumbs up like, okay, yeah, you're good. You can take, the extra couple hours or whatever. But if something unexpected comes up, just let me know as soon as you can. I know sometimes emergencies happen. Obviously, it's the nature of an emergency. You didn't plan for it, so you're not going to be able to let me know. But just get to me as soon as you can. You're going on vacation. That's not an emergency. You got to talk to me beforehand if you want to do that and get any kind of extra, time or whatever, extra accommodation. But in any case, after 2 to 3 days of an assignment being due and I haven't heard from you, it will be a 0. Okay, I'm not going to reach out to you. I'm not going to come find you and be like, hey, where is this? No, I'm probably going to just mark it as a 0. Okay. Anything late or missing without an approved excuse or official university accommodation will be recorded as a 0. And I really gotta say, a quiz. I give you lots of time for quizzes, but answers get published as soon as the thing closes. So I will not accept a late quiz. Not going to happen. It's a 0, 100% right out of the gate, because the answers are already out there. So that's just the way that works. In any case, academic dishonesty, I'm not going to read that, but don't cheat. Canvas has excellent software especially in this course, since most of what we're turning in is like writing and images. Canvas will catch it. I catch it all the time. Don't pretend you're not going to do it. Don't cheat. It's a grade of a 0 or lower on an assignment or course. First off, the first time you cheat, I'll give you 0. Second time, I report it to the college. Okay, not a big deal, but just don't do it. It's really easy. If you're having trouble, contact me. Just don't cheat. Now, side note here, Googling for quizzes and things like that, if you Google the quiz answers, I learned this especially on the final. I'm giving you way heads up on this. There's a bunch of questions that you will get the same wrong answer every single time. It's a wrong answer, so you're going to lose the points. And then this semester, I'm preparing and giving it a heads up now that if you give me the same answer that is constantly the one that you find in Google, I'm going to know, because they're not answers that I gave you, I'm going to know you went and put it into Google, and I will take points off of that grade. I'm not going to give you 0. I'm not going to treat it like a super cheating. But if you do it a lot, I might start making it a 0. But yeah. Don't plan on using Google to help you at all at any point on a quiz, because it, like I said, it's probably, again, at least 3 out of 5 times, it's the totally wrong answer. And I will know that you did it because that wrong answer will match all the other like Google searches, if that makes sense. So don't do it. I'll count points off. Canvas. Everything that you're going to do in this course is on Canvas. The assignments, the announcements, syllabus, it'll all be posted to Canvas. Email communication will mostly be done through Canvas. You are required to check Canvas often for updates every day. Those announcements you need to be on the lookout for. If I need to cancel class, it's going to be using Canvas, or like if I have technical difficulties, can't get something posted, it'll be sent via Canvas. I will contact you as soon as possible. But real quick here, basically, I need you to know how to turn on notifications. First, update your contact info. Here's all the info here. Read it on the syllabus if you want. But make sure you have the right contact info. Turn on push notifications. And then also say what you get a push notification or email for. And the big thing is anytime there's an announcement, anytime there's a message, or anytime there's an assignment due, I want you to be sure you turn on that you will get notifications for that happening. It's really important that you do that because of how quick things are in this class. You need to be able to know exactly when I post something. So just be conscious of that. Okay, anyway, disability services, Office for Students, ODA, OSD, I think is what we call it in college. Basically, if you have a disability, this office can help you do that. Be sure you get me paperwork soon, as soon as possible. You need to send me the message, or you need to have a counselor send me the message with the OSD paperwork. I cannot give you accommodations without the paperwork. Even if you tell me that you have accommodations, but then you don't send me the paperwork, I can't accommodate until I have the paperwork, okay? So whatever assignments you do before, even if I know paperwork's coming, I cannot accommodate, okay? If you have questions about that, check in with Wayne Smith or Yvonne Sandman. They're on the Gainesville campus. Check that stuff out. Student rights and responsibilities. Basically, student conduct. There are things that you need to be sure you stay on top of as a student, but also I include this in here. There are things that I need to stay on top of as an instructor. And if at any point you feel like I'm not being communicative or straightforward enough or really doing the right thing, you can check the student handbook to be sure like I'm doing it above board and everything's good. Obviously, I'm going to try my best to do that, but I'm letting you know, like there is ways you can be sure that the both of us are doing what we're supposed to be doing. In any case, Student Success Center. Those are tutoring centers, free tutoring, writing center, math lab at, it doesn't have all of them here, but they're all over. There's several campuses. Denton, Corinth, Flower Mound, Gainesville. I think they all have a success center or like tutoring centers. Oh, even the Bowie campus. In any case, Tom Talbot is our usual chair. Thomas Singletary is the interim chair. Okay, so if you need to message, you can still message Talbot's office and it'll go to Singletary. Call the office, they'll contact you. Bruce King is the instructional dean for all the campuses. So there's contact info there if you have questions. That's our syllabus. That's the important one, the only one I have to really dig in and show you like every little thing. So there's that. The calendar here, I do want to be sure I touch on this. The course calendar, as mentioned in the syllabus, I will drop everything. Well, all the lectures and slides, I'm actually going to show you this again in a second. All of that's already on Canvas, okay? The lectures and slides, except for the chapter 2, I have to reshoot. But Everything else is already there. So lectures are already there, but each day I'm going to drop an announcement that tells you which lectures you should look over and what assignments are either dropping or due soon. Okay. Now it'll be WebEx, YouTube, PowerPoint, whatever you need. It's all there. Ideally, I will try to post between noon and 5 each day. It's up to you to keep up with the pacing. Video lectures or slides may be posted earlier, but I'll work, will be posted as we progress. I already said all that. Okay. Week 1. Basically, the first part of this course and all of week 1 and the beginning of week 2 is just learning the new art terms. So like it's like terms from living with art. So we're going to get our themes in art. We're going to get our jobs in art. We're going to learn new definitions about art. What makes art valuable? Who decides what is art? What is beauty? How do we show things? Does it look like real life? Does it look like dots and splatters? All that kind of stuff we're going to dig into in the first and second chapter, and then themes of art will be covered in the fourth, and then chapter 4 and 5 will cover the elements and principles, which are these really specific sets of rules that you have got to be sure you get down, because most of the assignments after we launch chapter 4 and 5 will involve you using those terms, so don't forget that. Notice, I say the discussion and surveys, you can pretty much assume they're usually due the day after I post them. But every other assignment, I have it assigned and when it is due. Okay. So your first non-discussion post assignment is going to be on this Thursday and it's due on Sunday. So that's the shortest one, 3 or 4 days. You got to get it done. Also note that the chapter 5 lectures being on Friday, it is the only time I'm going to give you new lectures on Friday. I want to be sure. I'm trying to make it where we get everything done on Thursday and then you can just catch up with things on Friday. But because of the nature of all the content we have to do and in the way that this day 1 works, I need you to jump to lecture for chapter 5 on Friday. Okay, that's the only time I'll give you new lectures on Friday. Mostly I'll just give you reminders on Fridays. Okay, anyway, so yeah, you can see how it's kind of working. You know, it's assigned here, it's due the day that it says it's due. Then on day 6, we're going to learn about how to perform a critique or a formal analysis, reviewing elements and principles. It's a survey, essay question, and a video. And we're not going over a new chapter on next Monday. It's going to all be about you doing the day's process, because then the next day, that's when you get your formal analysis paper assigned. And it talks about, you do have a thesis due at the end of next week. And then the paper is not due for like a weekend, a couple days. But in any case, quiz 1 is also dropped in the second week, and it is due. You can see it's dropped on day 6 and then due on that Sunday. You can see, looking at day 10, mostly Fridays I'm just going to use for reminders. You know, the thesis statement for formal analysis on day 10 and the quiz due on the Sunday. We do have several things due on Sundays. In any case, though, all the lectures, the pacing, I expect you to like, what is kind of the best pacing is all here. I'm not going to, okay, DM4 is going to be assigned. You'll notice, after we get to week 3, there's really no more discussion posts because you should be getting the assignment pacing. So it's just on to regular assignments. Lecture each day, you know, chapter 13 is day 11. And then the discovering media, it's called number 4, but it's the full discovering media assignment in a summer course. Because often we do some in-class things, but we don't get to do that in the summer course. In any case, formal analysis due week 3, and then scavenger hunt due. Yeah, scavenger hunt is assigned, and then it's not due till the end of the next week. And just pay attention to the due dates. Pay attention to the chapters you're supposed to go over, and then notice, week 5 on Monday we will finish all the chapters. It's quite a few videos on that Monday. But then it's just study. Our last quiz is a quick turnaround, but it's very short and easy. Study. And then day 23, so that's the Wednesday of finals week, I'll drop the exam. You'll have a little over 24 hours to complete it by 5 p.m. on 8/11. You have to get it done. No exceptions, because I have to grade, and you will lose access to the course within a couple hours after that. Okay, so you got to get it done. Everything is due from me on noon the next day, so by noon the next day. In any case, that's our calendar. Let me know if you have questions about that. Now, real quick, a couple things. If you ever need to check, first off, let me go to pages. This is where we always, every announcement, I'll say everything's also in Pages. And that's because if you go to Pages here, you will see it's basically another version of our calendar. Everything's, you should plan on watching all these videos. Now, these videos, I'm going to put them in each day's announcement. But if it's a couple days later and you need to get back to the slides for that video or whatever, or that announcement, you can always come to our Pages. That's what's important. Always know you can come to Pages. Everything will be linked. The videos, the slides, everything will be found in their own tab or in each daily announcement. So it's multiple places in the announcement, or you can come here. Lots of information and work very quickly. So plan on doing quite a few hours, or quite a few hours per week. Like an hour to 2 hours a day is probably what you should plan on, at least. But yeah, everything's going to be posted here. Some things are tentative. There's some bonus content. In any case, you can see now this right here, video introduction to syllabus. It says TBP because it's to be posted because I'm filming it right now as I say it. And then chapter 2, I have to refilm because of some glitchy stuff. So that's the only chapters I don't have up here. Every other chapter you can see. Chapter 1, the slides for chapter 1. Chapter 3, the slides for chapter 3. I even actually already have the slides for chapter 2 up. All the slides are already up, and then the video going over them. So part 1 of the slides over 11 and 12, part 2 of the slides over 11 and 12, the slides over 11 and 12, all right here. Some bonus videos, bonus playlist things for like the elements of art. Part 1 of chapter 5, part 2 of chapter 5, right? And I even put how long they are so you can make plans for when you can sit down and watch these all the way through. So just, plan on doing all this. Everything is already here so you can get ahead. But notice the videos going over assignments, not posted yet because I don't want you to work ahead. I don't want to post those assignments yet. So look out for those videos to come. Once again, day 10, no new links, except for day 5, there are some new links. You're going to have to cover chapter 5. But every week after that, nothing new on Fridays. But in any case, all the slides and lectures already available. But I will send reminders if sorry, someone just tried to come in the shop. I will send reminders if we have assignments due. I will send each day. I'll tell you the lectures that you should be covering that are already here, or you can work ahead. I've already said all that a bunch of times. I just have always heard that as a teacher, you should expect to repeat things a lot of times. So sorry if it gets repetitive, but it's required so that you will actually catch all that. In any case, if links aren't working here, you can go to the files page, and there are like folders here, but it's kind of hard to navigate because it's just the file names, FYI. But in any case, last thing for today. Sorry, this is longer than I expected, but the last thing for today, going over assignments, announcements. Previous announcements are always here in this tab. Look at that. I already had our intro video, like heads up, coming soon. Assignments are due in this tab. I've already got the weight of the assignments here, but as I've already said, the assignments are not posted because I do not want you to work ahead. But yeah, our first assignment is actually already posted. Several of you have already worked on it. It's basically just this discussion post. I want you to introduce yourself. Welcome to Summer 2 2022. That's our first discussion post. I hope this is kind of like a big group chat thing. Basically, I always like to get a little bit of an introduction and hear a little bit of your background so I know what I'm kind of working with when I'm grading assignments and listening and thinking about. Because I know not everyone here is an art major. Most people aren't, actually. And not even everyone here likes art, and that's okay. I like to get a background. This is a very open course. I am hoping at the end of this you will appreciate art more. That's in the name of the class. But at the end of the day, I understand everybody's coming from a different background, so I like to get that. So I intend to use this platform for attendance as well. We already talked about discussion posts will be a part of attendance. I will discuss my expectations for you more in this video that I'm making right now. But basically, I just want you all to introduce yourself. It's an all online course. I think it'd be great for us to get interaction as this sort of group chat. So let's get to know each other a bit. As an introduction, I want everybody to post a statement answering all of the following questions. Preferred name, where you're from, what's your major, earliest memory of art, or the first thing you think of when you think of art. Okay, I'm going to answer those for you in a second. But real quick, when you answer, It does not have to be a great answer, but it can't just be like, I don't like art. It can't be, I just think art's awesome. I want you to give more. I'm so glad that you like art, but you don't have to say that you like art. I just want you to kind of explain why you like it or why you don't, whatever. You don't have to say art is awesome, basically, is my thing. It's not my job to force you to love art. Just be sure you have a little bit of background in it before you move on to your perspective jobs. It is helpful to know how to talk about art in a way that's not like uninformed, right? Even if you don't like it, at least you can know a little bit about it. That's the point of this class. And yeah, just be straightforward, I guess, like, explain why you like art or you don't like art, but you don't have to say that you like art. Okay, anyway, I'd love for everyone also to read through your classmates' response as they come in and then comment on at least one of your classmates' posts. I always appreciate that. I think that's a good way to do things. You don't have to comment, but the more convo, the better. I would love for you to comment. Also, you can do video comments. I figured that out. You can like record yourself on your phone and upload that. So you can do a video drop of you answering all your questions, and then you can video comment back. So that's kind of cool. I'm pretty sure you can do that on the comments too. In any case, thanks for joining my class. Jumping in on the discussion is a way to kick off a super short semester. Oops, it is not due on 7/12. Oh yeah, it is due on 7/12. I thought that was the old date because we've been looking at August. But no, 7/12 is due. So basically tomorrow, as I'm making this video, it is due by midnight. Okay, and it is your first attendance grade. I've already said all this again. In any case, my preferred name is Will. I am from Eula, Texas, which is outside of Abilene. It's like the beginning of West Texas. It's pretty ugly. It's very small, more cows than people kind of place. My major was sculpture / ceramics, and then I got my master's in pottery. Actually, that's why there's pottery all behind me. I make everything. My wife is a painter. I'm a potter. Yeah, and so that's my background. Earliest memory of making art, funny enough, is digging up some clay in the backyard and sculpting a little triceratops and setting it out. I was really proud. And then it got rained on because we couldn't fire it. It ran away, it all fell apart. I was like, this is before I could read. This is when I was very, very little. But in any case, I also once drew a picture of the Titanic, and my parents were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so great!" And it was because it was really like loose and crazy. I was pretty proud of that too. But the first thing I think of when I think of hear the word art is well, actually, I just think of work now. But no, I think of a lot of things. Creativity. There's a lot of cliche, obviously. I don't know. I think of something that can be done through inspiration, but it's also something that you can do through hard work. In any case, yeah, that's where I think that's where I come from. That's a little bit of my background, giving you a little bit of who I am. In addition, sorry, I'm not trying to show people who've already answered, but some people have already done this before I made this video. In any case, that's it. I think I've covered everything and then some. And I'm sorry, you won't see quizzes modules. We don't have any modules. I don't make you do that. Quizzes will come soon, but I'm not dropping assignments. You know all this. Okay, anyway, yeah, that covers everything. I think that is enough for today. Yeah, it's plenty long. Got it before the time ran out. Every once in a while I have these videos that I make and they just like shut off time, and it's very frustrating. But I got it before that happened this time. Email me if you have any questions. Let me know how bad my hair looks throughout most of these videos. And in any case, I'll talk to you later. Let me know if you need anything. And I appreciate you guys. Thanks for joining.